Okay, we are live streaming on Facebook and I'm going to start recording. Fantastic. All right, I've clicked all the right buttons and we are in business. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the July edition of Coffee with Cathy. It's my pleasure each month to bring you this program to let you know what's happening in the community of Kaiser with all the different organizations and governments that affect our lives on a daily basis. So with me today is Betty Hart from the Kaiser Fire District, Diane Watson, who represents our zone on the Chemeketa Community College Board of Education, Ramiro Navarro, who represents Kaiser on the Chariot Board of Directors, Christina Hudson, who represents Kaiser on the Salem Kaiser Education Board of Directors. And also with us is Claire Duran from the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce Board, and Pastor Jose Dominguez from La Luz de Valle Church. It's always a joy each month to visit with you and all of these great folks who are serving the Kaiser community in so many different areas. I'm really excited to bring you so much great information today. I'm going to lead off with something you might have seen on the media, that in Salem, we will be seeing the resumption of air service out of the Salem Municipal Airport. Back in 08-09, because of the economy, Delta Airlines left, and the economy's been up and down since then, but the interest in Salem has never waned. And thanks to the fantastic work of the group called Fly Salem, working with the Chamber of Commerce, and most recently in partnership with the City of Salem, air service from Avelo Airlines was announced, and it will begin on October 5th. I'm so excited that everybody worked so hard to bring air service back to the state capital and our region. We were the only one in the nation that didn't have commercial air service, and we will lose that dubious distinction. More importantly, we have fantastic travel and tourism, people coming here, not so much people going outside the region. We have both ways. People want to come and visit the beautiful Willamette Valley. Well, we're well poised for that. Our Kaiser Chamber of Commerce has all sorts of great events to welcome people. We have chariots that can get folks around town. We've got Chemeketa Community College with their groundbreaking, innovative programs that bring people from all over the nation. And we are a destination that people want to come to. Congratulations to everyone involved. I saw at the ribbon cutting, people were on their phones booking their flights. So people are going to be using Salem Airport. As soon as they add the service to Mesa, I'll be on it because that is the destination I like to go to. So I want to start off with that great news. On the flip side, and this will go to also the Kaiser Fire District, once again, because of hot weather, we are under a red flag. So for folks who are watching this program later, go check your phones. But for this weekend of July 15 and 16, burning, fireworks, and so forth are a no-go. We want to make sure that we're all safe in our community. So pay attention to that. Always check your phones or media for red flag warnings, and just check around your place for safety. And I'll leave the rest of that to Betty from the fire district. Well, let people know that the splash pad is open at the Civic Center Park. So if you're feeling hot and you want to go cool off and have fun with the family, go down to the splash pad. It is free and open all day. Parks maintenance, that's one of our parks. We have a new playground at Ben Miller Park. Very excited for that. It is installed, and a great time for the kids to be able to get out and play. It's one of our shadier parks, so you can get out there and play even in the warmer weather. Finally, a couple of things coming up. National Night Out is going to be on August 1st. Get your neighborhood registered today, Kaiser and Salem. Go to the website for your city, register your National Night Out party, and get ready to have a wonderful time with your neighbors. One of the things that makes us safer is knowing each other. Well, we don't have a problem doing that, I hope. And getting out, enjoying good food, good fun together, and also learning how we can watch out for each other and keep our neighborhoods safe. So National Night Out, August 1st, register soonest, nowish, now. Another big event that has happened is the opening of, ribbon cutting for the the Youth Village camp over at Church at the Park. This is, I believe, their 4th micro shelter community. Church at the Park has done a fantastic job partnering with Community Action Agency, the county and state, and just about every service provider available, and the Salem-Keizer School District and Chemeketa for education for people who are leaving homelessness. We are providing a far more comprehensive platform of services, spaces, and individualized care for people that has been so important for people to leave homelessness permanently. And our numbers show that what we are doing collaboratively in this region is working. Almost everybody on this screen actually, is partnered with serving people in our community who are navigating to leave homelessness and access the services they need for a positive future. I am so thankful to live in a community where we have put our money and our elbow grease into being accountable and responsible for taking care of our neighbors and doing it in a practical way. So the Youth Village at Church at the Park is just the latest in a series of facilities that have opened. The Navigation Center is open in Salem and it serves this region. Coming up soon will be the ribbon cutting for the veterans housing across from the YMCA. I know, yes. This is going to be a fantastic facility for veterans to live as part of a continuum of housing, from emergency shelter to transitional housing to permanent supportive housing for people in our community who are veterans and need permanent housing. Sequoia Crossing for families is ahead of schedule on construction. There are 60 family units under construction just near the North Salem Fred Meyer near Keizer. Of course, we'll be adopting absolutely everybody because that's what Keizer does. And we're really excited to welcome families to Sequoia Crossing. Finally, we encourage everybody who wants to be involved with housing and homelessness and taking care of neighbors to please check out the website for the Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance. And the Keizer Chamber of Commerce, the Keizer Network of Women, is continuing to raise funds for our Giving Basket program, which is food and support and gifts for families at the holiday season, but also for our Keizer Closets. Those resource rooms in our schools are so important for our students to be able to access what they need and self-advocate for their needs in a very respectful way and make sure that they don't have barriers to receiving the services and the supplies that they need, from pencils and pens to hygiene products to school supplies, you name it. It's in those resource closets. So please check out the Keizer Network of Women to support our students as they get ready to go back to school. I know it's July, we're talking back to school, but I know Chrissy's busy as well. So I've touched about everything going on. Pastor Dominguez and his congregation and Latino Action Committee with scholarships and getting ready for back to school. We're all looking ahead to what's coming. So that's part of what's happening here in the great city of Keizer. What I'd like to do, because we have a really big event coming up for the Keizer Chamber, and turn over to Claire Duran to talk about Keizer Fest and everything else that's going on at the Chamber of Commerce. Okay, not everything else, because we'll be here for the next 2 hours. Welcome, Claire.
Luckily, you have me here and not Corey. Corey will talk forever. I'm a little shorter winded, but so last night we had the concert in the park and that went really well. And we wanted to thank Northwest Natural for sponsoring that, first of all. And then we do have Keizer Fest coming up August 10th through the 13th. And we're still looking for sponsorships for Keizer Fest. So get those into Jill at Keizer Chamber. And then we will have another concert in the park August 26th. That's JFK. And they'll have the Keizer food bank there, having have people donate food and money to for the Keizer food bank. We also hired Santiago from Sancho's Tacos to let me get that pull up, for membership and Latino outreach coordinator. So we're really excited to have him on board. He started last week. And so we're excited to see what comes of that. And I believe that's it. Yeah. See, I'm a lot shorter than Corey. I like to get the information out there, and that's it. Thanks for having me.
You're muted, Cathy.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. Okay, I know I've got up here for Kaiser Fest. Let's see if I can find that. I was really efficient, opened everything and didn't have the right page up. There it is.
Oh, yes, I did send that to you. Did you get that?
I am putting it up right now so
Perfect.
folks can see. Here it is. Home Sweet Home. What a great theme this year. This is going to be a lot of fun.
It's very Kaiser.
It is. And part of the bands that we're going to have for Kaiser Fest, we've got some great bands, especially for Saturday night, but the whole weekend. You want to talk a little bit about what's coming for our local entertainment for Kaiser Fest?
If you, yeah, let me pull that up.
There it is. I think I've got it here. You see it on the screen?
Yes.
Schedule of events. So you can see here from the schedule, it is going to just be fun all weekend starting on the 10th. And live music, carnival, and it'll be even bigger than last year. Sign up for the car show. Be planning to come down with the parade. The Mayor's Pet Parade will actually be led by the council president, because I'll be driving back from the Oregon Mayor's Association that morning to be there for the parade. So rather than try to get up at dark 30, she's going to handle that. But I think my dog will be there. My daughter's going to bring our dog down to be part of the parade.
So yeah, there's going to be a big car show over by the parking lot, and then carnival where it was last year, and then there's going to be a big cornhole tournament for 2 days. So if you want to be in the cornhole tournament, I would sign up for that. And then yes, there's the sponsorships there. So if you have a business, no business that wants to sponsor, or just you yourself wants to sponsor. And then if you want to be in the parade, or your business wants to be in the parade, get those into the Kaiser Chamber. So we know how to place everybody.
Excellent. And I think one of the things to really emphasize with Kaiser Fest is, yes, we really enjoy spending time together, but this is a benefit for our business community. We've got vendors out there. We've got bringing people together and become a lot more aware of what's going on in our community, that and connect with each other. And we know that connection is one of the key things for our businesses to thrive, especially as they're reimagining and growing in this economy that is really coming back very strong for so many people. We want to make sure everybody is getting the support and to grow our local economy. And that's something that like Regional Santiago for Latino Business and Outreach, the Business Recovery Center, all of these have been so important for making sure that our business community in its entirety is not just surviving, but thriving.
Yep.
And you guys are busy all the time with that. The new chamber president is now.
So yes, we just had our board installation July 11th. So Jane Lowry is our new president. I'm the president-elect. And then we have 2 new board members, Mike Gatchett And well, I guess Mike Gatchett is our only newest member. So the rest of the board is pretty much the same. But yeah.
All right, fantastic. Well, congratulations to the chamber and thank you to the chamber for really working hard to reach out to our business community. Speaking of getting our business community ready, Diane Watson and the Chemeketa Community College Board of Education has been working so diligently to continue to add programming. And every month you bring us something really exciting that is happening at Chemeketa, and more opportunities for students in our region to be able to do so much more and be ready for jobs, family wage jobs in our community. And I've got your first slide. And if you wanted to say hey, and I'll put your first slide up. Oh, unmute.
Before we get to the first slide, I have a couple things I wanted to say. We're going to be, we're losing one person on our board, Ed Dodson. He did not run. He'd been on the board for 24 years and served with outstanding distinction. I mean, he was into everything, and we will miss him. But we have now the deputy superintendent of Salem Kaiser Schools is joining our board, and we really welcome Ethan to our board. It brings more possibilities, more partnerships, maybe possibilities, and a different perspective. So we're really excited. Also, Neva Hutchison was reelected, and she represents part of Kaiser, and she's going to be board chair this year. And Ken Hector will be the vice chair. And Betsy Earls from West Salem has been reelected. So we have a really good board moving forward, and we're really excited about that. But yes, I want to get off to my first slide because one of the things that's happening is that it's not too late to register for college for the fall quarter at Chemeketa. They recommend that you apply for admissions no later than August 1st, and you file your FAFSA for financial aid no later than August 16th. And that should get you in time for September 25th when classes start with financial aid and everything packaged. One thing we're having is something called iStart, and it's a free in-person orientation sessions for students that have recently graduated from high school to kind of teach them the ropes and make sure they get into classes, that their financial aid is taken care of, their placement tests. They figured out how to pay for college and meet some of the people there and make new friends, and it lasts about 3 hours. And you can go onto the Chemeketa website and sign up for one of these sessions. Students have found that has been very helpful in getting started into college. Another program that I want to talk about is a great program. It's called TRIO, and that's for students that are first generation college students. That means neither your parents went or graduated from has a bachelor's degree. And actually I could have done that back when I went to college, because my parents I was the first one in the family to go to college. It's students that are low income or have a documented disability. And they receive all kinds of extra support services for that first year and actually do really well. It's a program to help students overcome financial, social, and cultural barriers, and help you to earn a degree. They have a kind of a personal mentor or success coach. They get early registration. This is a federal grant. It's TRIO is a student support services grant, but they take applications year round. So if you fit into that category, I have a telephone number that you can call and you can apply for this program, because the students who go through there get a lot of support, and they complete their program, because we've been funded for just a number of years, and you need to complete your program for us to get renewed funding. And we have done a great job with that. Another thing that I'd like to mention is we're happy to announce that 57 McNary High School graduates were accepted at the Chemeketa Scholars Program for fall term, granting them up to 2 years of tuition-free education. potentially saving the students $12,000. So that's 57 students from McNary that are getting this scholarship. I'd like to move on to our allied health programs because we've got some exciting things happening again. The Health Information Systems is now offering 2 new programs, and you can put them together and you get an associate's degree, but they're 9 months. We're the only community college in Oregon that are offering these separate, and they can sit for the exam after completing one of the programs and go into medical coding or medical billing, because these are 2 separate job areas. And usually they put them together and you need to go 2 years to get both of them, but you can get jobs, good jobs, with one or the other. So we have 9 months for one and 9 months for the other. And then if you wanted to take both of them, you get an associate's degree, but you can get a certificate that's job ready with one of them. So we split them so that people can get out in the workforce. And then if they want to come back, they can get their associate's degree and probably get paid a higher salary. Another thing, let's go on to anesthesia tech. It is a two-year AAS degree, and we are still taking applications for that. The deadline is August 25th. So if you want to work in the operating room as an anesthesia tech, preparing equipment and supplies for patients in surgery, this is the degree program for you. Another thing that is happening, and I'm really excited about this, well, the nursing SB 523 bill has passed, waiting the governor's signature for us to be able to offer a bachelor's degree, a bachelor's of science in nursing, which means people can take this right at home. But we're going for 2 other grants and to offer a standalone online LPN to RN program. So those people who went through to get an LPN and are out working and want to go back and get a registered nurse, this is a standalone online LPN to RN bridge program, and they'll have labs and clinicals with it. But we already have Salem Health, Santiam Hospital, and Good Samaritan have agreed to this grant to partner in our clinical sites for the LPN to RN first cohort. Now, we don't have the grant yet, it's not here, but we've applied for it. And if we get it, we're going to work on getting an online program to make a more seamless process to get out in the health field and for people to move up in their job status and increase their salary. We have 2 other health programs. Our pharmacy tech is full, and our dental assisting, and of course, our nursing program. It's always full, the RN program. But it's exciting to see us offer new things that are going to help our community and create access to jobs and allow people to move up in their positions. So that's my report for today.
Thank you so much, Diane. And thank you for all the great work of the board. Like all of us who are serving on these boards, we are all volunteers. Recently, I was on a chat on Facebook, and somebody was going off about the big paycheck that I get doing this job. And I said, I'll give you the whole thing, but I'll have to give you $1 if you want a cup of coffee, because there's no one, entire line of zeros. But Diane and the entire Temecula board, unpaid volunteers, the chamber board, unpaid volunteers, the fire district board, the charities board, the school board. We are all volunteers. We're all neighbors in the community. And I really want to emphasize that we are all neighbors. We all live here, work here, do life here, and everything that we do in this area of service, we live with too. And I really think that's important to emphasize, that there isn't a disconnect between what we're doing in our area of service and the impact on the community. Pastor Dominguez is always in the community, listening so carefully to the people, not only congregation, but in our community. And it is so important that we are all here neighbors. So that's a little bit of a soapbox thing, because sometimes that gets forgotten. And I just want to thank you all, because your neighbors take care of our neighbors. So since we're talking about education, Welcome, Chrissy. I know that the new superintendent is working hard to get up and running. And so are you as our new school board representative. So happy to have you on board.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot. It really is an honor and an accountability tactic at the same time. You don't forget all the folks that have faith and in what you might do to help the community. So it was really neat. It was a special event on our board meeting, also July 11th, because it was the new superintendent, Andrea Castaneda's first meeting. And then it was Cynthia Richardson and Satya Chandragiri, who was reelected, and myself. And so the topics that we discussed also were voting a new curriculum for this next year, and that'll be overseen over the course of the next 5 years. I guess on average, they kind of review curriculum every 4 years. Andrea had been explaining to me earlier on. So that's something that will hopefully be exciting, and we'll be eager to watch very closely and watch it evolve. The other thing that was presented that we'll be voting on next month is a new kind of psych school that will be actually, it sounds like, held in Jervis. And they had found a building there, Salem Kaiser School District did. And so perhaps that will help us kind of transition through the needs of safety and true learning and meeting the needs of each students, where they may get referred and have the opportunity to go kind of study in that school for a period of time, and then transition back to elementary, middle, or high schools in the Salem Kaiser district. So that's something that the public can keep an eye on as well. We're still working on reopening the school board meetings. I don't know if you all knew, it ended up in June. It was open momentarily. They evidently laying new carpet in the commercial building on Commercial Street for the board meeting. And so it sounds like we're hoping that in September, those will be open once more. So until then, it'll probably still be online. They're still looking for different things. This last one was held at Shemeketa's board room. So thank you, Shemeketa. It was neat to be hanging out there again. And evidently they're going to keep an eye out to see if they can have a more public place, as we've had in the past when it hasn't been in our regular district building. So I was excited to hear you, Shemeketa, too, about the TRIO program. That's very important. I like that you're mentioning that now. I believe for that program, it's almost like taking away any opportunity to fail. It's true. I've witnessed it with my own eyes and been a part of it, the success rate of it and the immense amount of support that those TRIO students get. When I was there, there was another little program too that kind of piggybacked behind TRIO that gave you the opportunity, if you're under income and had a high chance of succeeding and coming out with your degree, if you're did have a parent or so that had graduated from college too. So I'm guessing they have even more programs still that exist for that. It's exciting to see the other programs that exist and how we can kind of get our kiddos ready out of the high school district of Salem and Kaiser, actually, to kind of feed in over to Shemeketa with all those really good things, and specifically hearing the medical field progressing, because I know there is a lot of interest in that, and that's good because of course we all know it's always needed. So thank you for your time and letting me speak. I'll get better at this.
Well, there's a great connection from the school district to the chamber, because the outgoing president of the chamber board is the new aviation instructor.
You know what?
Tech Aviation, James Hutches.
That was going to be the first thing I said too. I cannot, it's tell you, and I've learned that this is true throughout our community, how many people are way over the top excited about it and how long we've been waiting for it. You and I had a personal conversation about it. I was literally over the moon, and I've been harassing poor James for so long now when I first caught wind of it. Yes, when's it going to come about? When's it going to exist? So of course, we do have kiddos that are feeding into CTEC, and that program's full for this next year. But people do change their minds and drop out. So I encourage any families with kiddos that they think might be interested to really reach out and just ask. Last I knew, also Rhonda Rhodes, the principal of CTEC, I met with her just a few weeks ago, and there were still some spots in the sustainable plant department, which is super awesome because that they do all kinds of things. They're actually learning how to grow plants. They have these little hangers, and they can grow 25 plants without soil on an indoor hanger alone. So as far as space goes, they use green rooms, and they do a tissue sample, I think it was called. I hope I don't mess up the terminology now, which I thought was also fascinating and good for general folks to learn and know. But where they can basically cut up a leaf and use a piece of that and grow a plant from that. So really from the bottom up, which also in my belief can feed into the medical fields and industries as well, food supply, just amazing what they're doing there. And I really think that that is something that should be thought of as also very, very popular. And I think it kind of might get overlooked a little bit. I can't wait actually to to put more volunteer hours in this fall for CTEC and roll up my sleeves and kind of help out wherever they'll let me, just so I can kind of get some hands-on touch with these departments so that I can feed out even more information to the public and gain interest. I hope that that's a program certainly that will continue to grow. I do know and understand that folks around the nation actually are watching us in that program and asking how to create it and grow it for themselves. So, I mean, I think most of us probably understand that trade had been kind of something that was becoming more and more scarce, so it couldn't have come at a more perfect time. And so now for our particular community, it sounds like what's coming out, Shemeketa, the CTEC programs, there's so many. You guys can check it out again on CTEC's website and try to spark your kiddos' interest. I run into a problem with mine. So they're often 2-year programs where they come out with a certification in that trade to go work. However, a lot of them, the areas that you sign up for, have little certifications along the way. So if your child did change interest, there's a possibility that they could at least obtain some sort of certification that they could still put on their resume and would still carry weight for whatever they do in the future. They have the ability to change their mind and learn something else. And if they are maybe a student that's planning on graduating in their junior year, as opposed to going the 4 years, they can still come out with something useful as well. And you guys, I don't know if everyone knows this, we the public can go there. They have cosmetology and have services done there, and also their auto body program, which is auto body. So they even do painting there, however. So I encourage everyone to check that out. So sorry, I didn't mean to talk too long, but I really get excited about that. Thank you for mentioning that. Aviation, I think the community should be going to check that out too, because that is huge. So
Absolutely. And I actually found the picture.
thank you.
Find it here real quick with James Hutches. It's a big career change for him, but he was also doing civil air patrol. So this is not entirely new. He is, and as often happens with our very talented people in our community, has multiple certifications, so they're going to be able to even offer more than they thought because of the certifications he has. So the training that our students are going to receive are going to exceed the original expectations because of his skill set. And we see this all the time. I'm going to find that picture here real quick. There it is.
We are so lucky and fortunate, honestly, in our community. We have so many really, really good, unique things to offer our community, and we just need to make them known and grow them. And thank you.
I'm going to see if I can also pop up the information for kindergarten registrations. On the other hand, we've got, high school completion into college, but they got to start somewhere. There we go. Found it. And here's the great picture of James Hutchins, courtesy of the Kaiser Times.
James
And,
was a bit to share that information with everybody.
was that?
James was biting at the bit to share that information with everybody.
He really was. I got a chance to tour the hangar because it's just down the road from where I used to work. I worked for the Oregon Department of Aviation for nearly 6 years, and it's literally right down the little roadway from the Oregon Department of Aviation. And there's a great deal of excitement at the state level as well, introducing another pilot and mechanic program along with the drone program that is coming over there. The new director of aviation for Oregon is a nationally recognized drone expert, Kenji Sugahara. He has done policy as well as flown drones and so forth. So there's going to be a great partnership opportunity there for folks in our community to really grow our own. We're doing a lot of that with so many high demand jobs. And I'm trying to get this picture up here. There it is. So also show on the screen. So when people are watching this program, they can see. Here, Mousy. Try to get my Mousy to come back. Here it is. Where is that picture? Trying to get up for kindergarten. I have that picture as well, since we get kiddos enrolled in kindergarten. There it is. And you're seeing signs all over town. Also, we have, I think, food drop off or a food pickup for lunches for kiddos that also need that as well. And please check the website for that information. I'd like to do now is, speaking of people getting from place to places, go to Ramiro, and then I'll have Pastor Dominguez, and then Betty will back clean up if you're all good with that. But I wanted to pop this on the screen real quick for kindergarten. Share screen. There it is. I found it. I'm trying to do multiple screens, so I appreciate everybody's patience. There it is. For kindergarten registration, make sure people are getting their kids registered for the start of kindergarten. So staffing and the buildings can be ready to welcome all of the students that are going to be going to kindergarten this fall. I've talked to a number of my friends whose grandkids will be starting kindergarten, and they're just super excited to go to the big kids school and be part of that. So kindergarten, sign up today. Ramiro, how's it going?
It's going. It's oh my goodness. I'm gonna run through this really fast, so I hope you guys will hold on with me. First, I wanted to give a shout out to Diane for bringing up those really awesome programs over at Chemeketa. Yeah, I went through the TRIO program. I met some really good individuals in the first year, Chemeketa classes that she talked about. And just this last week, I had a meeting with one of the directors over at Pacific Source, which is our healthcare provider here in the Marion County area, about getting some funding, some grant funding to be able to provide training to youth who are at McNary that want to get involved in mental health. And so it was really awesome seeing somebody that I went to Chemeketa with that's now leading that program through the TRIO program. So, I mean, it's really awesome. I would encourage that you take advantage of some of those first year programs, because you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know when you're going to reconnect with those folks. Now to chariots. You might notice that we have these little machines that look like scanners at the front of the buses that not everybody gets to utilize right now. Well, starting next month, everybody's going to be able to utilize those. And what that looks like is a little card like this. Let me see if I can get that in there. Yeah. And it's called an UMO card. And so with these UMO cards, you can now scan to get on the bus. We just adopted a new fare rate so that people aren't going to be overpaying for riding the bus. If you lose your UMO card and you connect it to your phone, then you don't have to worry about carrying this little piece of plastic anymore. And you can just utilize your phone to get on and off the bus. The app is really awesome. So I encourage folks to download that. Here's what it looks like. And it is just UMO, UMO Mobility in the App Store. And then you just select your district as Chariots. It tracks your routes when you've utilized your pass. It gives you directions if you're trying to figure out which bus to take, where you're going. It gives you different ride options if maybe riding the bus isn't the best for you. And it's just, I'm still learning new things every day about this app. So I encourage folks to check it out, because starting in August 1st, everybody will be able to get a UMO tap card and from the customer service desk and be able to utilize that to ride. For the first month, from August 1st to the 30th, we'll be offering those tap cards for free. And then after that, the cost of a replacement card is $3. So yeah, from August 1st to the 30th, remember to get your tap card for free. Let's see, what else do we have here? So we have yes, the mayor had talked about the new airport and how excited everybody is for that. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. And, how do we integrate access to public transportation when we're riding the buses and getting in and out of the city of Salem? So right now, it's my understanding that those flights operate 2 days a week. So it's really difficult for us right now to be able to change our entire route, to be able to accommodate getting closer to the airport. We have had some discussions about making those changes. One thing that would really help is increasing the flights and being able to justify, moving the entire route over to be able to get closer to the airport. There's been some other discussions about what else we could do to get a little bit closer, because it is a little bit of a walk. It's not too far, but it is a little bit of a walk away. So we are keeping that in mind and having those discussions to figure out how we can best serve everybody in the Salem area mass transit district. Let's see, so kind of switching off my Chariots hat to a couple other things that we got going on in the community. This next week, actually, let's see, there is a Learn to Kayak event. So if you guys aren't familiar, there is a department within the city of Kaiser that does a lot of outreach to be able to get folks more outdoors and being mindful of how we impact the environment. And so this July 19th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Kaiser Rapids Park, they will be facilitating a Learn to Kayak event. So this kayak event is in partnership with Salem Kayak Rentals, with Willamette River Keepers, with Chariots, with Polk County Marine Board, City of Kaiser, Marion Soil, Water and Conservation District, Oregon State Marine Board, a lot of great partners that are going to be teaching folks how to kayak for the first time and how to do so safely, so that their first experience is a good experience and that they're encouraged to stay on the water and stay engaged in this beautiful natural resource that we have right next door. Let's see, after that, we have I just wanted to do a wrap up on the repair fair. I don't know if you guys heard, but there was this really awesome repair fair that we had last week, which was really exciting to me because it was the first one in Kaiser. And I've been a volunteer at these for the last few years, but usually I have to go to Salem for these events. This was the first one in Kaiser, and we had a 4 out of 5 fix-it rate, which it is really high for for one of these repair fairs. Usually not all the items that we can bring can get repaired, but I think it was a combination of doing outreach and letting folks know what could be repaired, and also having a good team of volunteers that know what they're doing to be able to get out there and fix things. So we had a total of 35 items that were brought in. We had tool sharpening. A lot of it was tool sharpening. A lot of it was small appliance repairs. We had some garments, some jewelry, and some other tech equipment that had been repaired. So if you guys are interested in getting out to the next one and keeping some of your usable items, reusable items out of the trash, the next one's going to be at the Salem Library on September 30th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So yeah, I hope you guys can join us for that. Let's see. And another update is the Southeast Kaiser Community Center is going to be closed for the summer. We will be reopening in September when we do our back to school drive. But for the summer, there are no lunches no dinners that are going to be going on. And lastly, just to kind of reiterate what Mayor Clark had mentioned earlier, is that the YMCA is opening up their veterans home on August 10th, which is super awesome. I mean, we're really happy at Chariots to hopefully be able to partner with the YMCA and that new veterans home, so that we can offer some really good employment opportunities to the veterans that are staying there. And I'm really excited about it because that location to me is really powerful. It's right across the street from the World War II Memorial. And this last year, I had the honor of working at the Oregon State Legislature. And one of the bills that we had advocated for, that we got $1 million for, was to build a Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Well, from the location of where that home is, these Vietnam veterans and older veterans can look out their window and see those memorials from their bedrooms. And so it's really awesome and powerful to see that finally being completed and finally being able to show those veterans that we honor their service, because for a long time those Vietnam veterans did not get that same respect. And with that, that's my report.
So much going on. Thank you so much. I'm adding into the chat on Facebook, and the time for the Learn to Kayak is what?
So the time for the Learn to Kayak event is, and
I couldn't type fast enough.
I want to say, sorry, I closed it as soon as I was done reading that note. Let me pull it back up here.
That is so cool. I remember you and I talked about it, and I said, well, get a hold of folks at our environmental division.
It's 9 to 2 on the 19th Wednesday of July.
Perfect. Thanks,
Correct.
Chrissy.
And our
Okay.
partners, if you are partnering with us, we're asking that you show up between 7:30 and 8 a.m. to be able to make sure you got everything in order.
Okay. Arrive early. Okay, putting that into the comments in Facebook. Really encourage folks to go down there. We have kayak lockers at Kaiser Rapids Park, and that was a Eagle Scout project that was done several years ago. And we have Eagle Scout projects throughout Kaiser, and we're so proud of our young volunteers who find a way to invest in our community as youth and young adults.
And something else that's really exciting is that going back to kind of the TRIO program and the connections that you meet there. So somebody else that I met at TRIO is actually the director of the boats facilities program. And so, yeah, it's really awesome being able to advocate and say, hey, can we get a kayak launch at Kaiser Rapids? And I already know the individual. So that's really cool. It's really important to make those connections. And I appreciate Shemeketa for offering that opportunity.
Thank you. Speaking of connections, Pastor Dominguez, so good to see you. And how are you? And what's a good word to share today?
Well, a lot going on in our city, as we've heard, and just keep working together. Just keep providing resources to our community. A lot of things going on in my neck of the woods. A lot of marriages. We've been doing marriages and quinceañeras. This is the time of people wanting to celebrate their families, prepare new families. Just an exciting time. A lot of work, but very, very good time. Talking about the TRIO program, a few years ago, I was part of a program there at Chemeketa Community College called the CAMP program, the College Assistance Migrant Program. I came out of that program and just met a lot of neat people. Later, I went on to Oregon State University, and we were providing services for migrant kids there at the Educational Opportunities Program there. Worked there as a counselor, and help kids. So those programs are very beneficial, very helpful. It helps those kids that maybe just need a little bit more confidence and a little bit more assurance that higher education is viable and that they can do that. In June, we were involved with Salem Leadership Foundation. I'm part of the board there, and we did a fancy dessert. And one of the spotlights of that night or that morning, because I went to the morning and then there was an evening presentation, was the church at the park. Very powerful presentation. If you can get involved with Church at the Park, whether volunteer or help or provide maybe clothing or whatever you can provide, Church at the Park, DJ Vincent out there and his team and his group and the community, of course, working together. It's just so awesome to see the services that are being provided to homeless individuals that want to get out of homelessness and want to be productive in our community. And let me tell you, we have a few of those people that have come out of homelessness in our fellowship, and just to hear their stories, just to hear how they've come out of homelessness and been very productive in our community is just amazing. How people's lives can be transformed and people's lives can be changed. But yeah, if you're able to help in that project, please be a part of that. July 19th, Salem Leadership Foundation will have their Salem Leadership Foundation tour. Basically what we do is we start around 10:30ish in the morning, and we do a walk of the downtown Salem area. There's a lot of history in not only Salem, but Marion County. Last year we had a Native American individual come and share the Native American story in Oregon, in Salem. I'll be sharing a little bit about the migrant experience, how our family came to Salem, and a little bit of history there of the migrant experience in Salem and Marion County. Also, I'll be doing a lot of traveling during the summer. I'm hoping to be here in the Coffee with Cathy programming, but I'll be in Austin, Texas twice, and then I'll be in San Antonio. But it'll be a busy time, but it'll all be good. All trying to help the community and trying to connect people with resources. Also, I wanted to just remind those that are listening that we're getting some hot weather. So remember our elderly folks. If you have an elderly neighbor, knock on the door, ask them if they need anything, ask them if they need water, if they need food, whatever they need. That's part of the loving our neighbor experience. And so if you could do that, just a reminder there. I also have an announcement. Let's see if I can find it. The Poder is a leadership network that is hosting an event. Let me see if I can find this event. I just had it on my blog, and let me see if I can get it. Yes, Poder, Oregon's Latino Leadership Network, will be sponsoring on the 26th of August of 2023 a free public event from 12 to 5 p.m. Colegio Cesar Chavez will be celebrating its 50th anniversary. And if you want to learn about the college, it's a college in Mount Angel, Oregon, that began 50 years ago. It was launched in 1973 and it operated until 1983. And it was a beacon for education without walls. It became accredited. It was a 4-year Chicano Latino college in the United States. And so this is just an opportunity for you to connect with some alumni, enjoy some food, some music, some entertainment. There's some storytelling there, and when you go there, we'll be seeing the Oregon's Latino history as a spotlight. It is something that you would really want to go to. It is exciting. My sister actually went to Colegio Cesar Chavez, and I have some other friends also that went there. But just that event, just wanted to give a plug. The Oregon's Latino Leadership Network is doing an amazing job of having events, and I'll be reporting on some of those as they come. But that's my report, and you all have a nice and cool day today. Thank you.
Thank you. I tried to screen share from the website. Did you all see that?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, we did. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Trying to do that. Speaking of keeping cool, we want the firefighters to stay cool, so everybody be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Keep it cool, right, Betty?
Yes, exactly. It's so important to stay cool if you can, and also be very cognizant about the potential of fire danger around your home. Many of us use bark dust out in our yards to help keep weeds down, and they can be very flammable. So you want to watch out. Often people are moving towards hardscaping, replacing bark dust with gravel or rock of some kind, some other substance that's less likely to be flammable. So watch out for any kind of potential flammable situations that you might have around your home, and of course inside your home, because it's such a dangerous time. And it's important to keep hydrated and drink plenty of water, and dress lightly and eat lightly so that you can stay cool. Unfortunately, we do not have much in the way of cooling centers in our community as we do warming centers in the wintertime. But in any case, there are places people can go, and one of those happens to be the Kaiser Community Library, which is open 6 days a week. And today it's open from 11 to 3. So if people want to get out of the heat, they can go there. And of course, it's right there by Chalmers Jones Park and and the lovely water place that you can have fun in. So that's really important. So there's a lot going on at the Kaiser Fire District. In addition to responding to lots of calls, our monthly meeting of the Board of Directors is this coming Tuesday. And like every other board, we will be swearing in new board members. And so we have 2 brand new people who were elected to the board this spring and will be sworn in for the first time. Louis Reiswick, and of course, Kevin Clark. I assume that you will be present to see the swearing in, Cathy. So that'll be exciting. And I will be sworn in again for another term. So I'm excited about that and looking forward to it. We'll also be talking quite a bit and working on proposal to put a measure on the ballot for fall to have our levy renewed. We have had a levy for many years, and under Oregon law, it has to be renewed every 5 years. So ours expires in the next budget year. And so we're putting this measure on the ballot this fall, and it would begin in July of 2024. And so that's an important thing. People can attend the meeting remotely if they wish, and the link to the board meeting is available on the Kaiser Fire website, kaiserfire.com. So we hope you will sit in, because this is so important. The many unbelievable increase in demand for service that has occurred in the last 5 to 10 years. If you saw the line for service, it's goes, at about a 45-degree angle right up. And of course, most of those calls are medical related calls. And as our population ages, then it's really important that we're able to respond quickly. The link is right there at the top of the agenda. You can see, so you're welcome to come in and come in person or online. We're trying to do more interagency cooperation in various ways. And right now we're sharing Station 6 in the Clear Lake area and providing ambulance service out of there. And the Marion County Fire District 1 is their station. They're providing the fire response, and that's made a huge difference for our fire trucks in terms of the number of calls it has to make. So, and we are closer, of course, to people in the north end of Kaiser as a result of that. And we had some people go up to Detroit, and we have some staff that is trained in water rescue, and they were joined with Salem Water Rescue Service to be on hand on the Detroit Lake for the fireworks display. Car seat clinics continue to be an important part of the service we provide to the community. Generally, they're the second Tuesday of odd numbered months. So the next one is September 12th, and they go from 4 to 6 p.m. There's information about that again on the Kaiser website if you wish. We're also revamping. This is so important because many people have no idea how to put the car seat in correctly, and so you can be assisted with that. And there's information if you need help purchasing a car seat, how you can get that help also on the website as well. And we're revamping our volunteer program to include 2 kinds of volunteers. We've had, of course, traditional volunteer firefighters since the beginning of the Kaiser Fire District. That is, of course, how we started, and continued to serve for many years, and have relied on continuously throughout. But it's harder and harder for volunteers to be firefighters because of the amount of time it takes to stay trained and up and going. And so we're also working on supplementing those volunteers with sort of support people who are available to help with special events and activities that the fire district does and that are so important in our community. And I'm pretty pleased about that, because the tradition of volunteers in the Kaiser Fire District has been huge, and we could not do the work that's required of us without our career staff. But having volunteers involved, I think, really helps us keep the tradition of Kaiser Fire District, as well as provide a lot of fun activities and services to the community, and keeps people engaged with the fire district. So that's been kind of an exciting development. If it's okay, Cathy, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the Kaiser Library. The
Well,
most important.
One thing
Oh.
real quick though, I'm gonna pop this up on the screen real quick because it's a wonderful partnership between Kaiser Police and Kaiser Fire. And that
Oh,
is
yes.
Blast Camp.
Yes.
So it's on.
Yes. So yes, in addition to lots of cooperation that we do with the Kaiser Police Department on various calls that occur throughout the year where both services are needed, this is really an exciting way for the two agencies to do something in. I understand that when registration opens for Blast Camp, it fills up almost instantaneously. And so this is really cool, that opportunity for kids in the community to learn more about policing, and then of course fire safety and other information. So I'm so pleased that the City of Kaiser Police Department is able to do this program and that we're able to cooperate with it. So thank you for mentioning that. So if it's okay, I'd like to talk about the library. And the first thing I have to say, Cathy, is thank you, thank you, thank you. This came up at our board meeting the other night, how much it was appreciated that you were able to help the library volunteers get into the Civic Center for July 5th for our Beyond Books event in the afternoon, when it was the Red Alert Day. So it was expected to be, 95 degrees on the patio behind the Cultural Center. And instead of having to do our event there, you were able to help us get permission to use the community room areas for our activities, and that was so helpful. Beyond Books is an activity that takes place Wednesdays at 3 through, I think, August 26th. This is the last one, and it has activities that are really fun for the kids, and we've had really good attendance through the summer. We also have a couple of ongoing activities every week. One is reading for Spanish families, Spanish-speaking families. It's at 6:30 on Tuesdays, I believe. And then we have preschool story time on Wednesday mornings at 10:30. The summer, as we've had in the past, we have summer reading program, and we have birth through adult age groups, kids, teens, and adults. So we actually have about a dozen adults already signed up. You can still sign up at the library. So we're looking forward to continuing service to our community, and one of the things that we are working on to start in September is a program with the Genealogical Society. So that will be, I think, of great interest to many people in our community. It certainly is to me. So thank you again, Cathy, for helping out with the Red Alert weather and the Beyond Books program. And we might be back in touch. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much it for now.
Hey, Chrissy.
Hey, thank you. Hey, Betty, I was just curious. I was looking on the website and I couldn't find it, but I was presented with a question recently about the smoke alarm for homes program that they used to have, where they would get, if you needed one, you could go obtain one for free at the fire department.
Yes. I don't have specific information about that, but I would recommend that if somebody wants one of the things that has interrupted that program is that we used to have two people work in our fire life safety area, and we're just down to one staff person in that area. But if you really would like some smoke alarm assistance, call the fire district, 503-390-9111, and ask if you could speak to someone about smoke alarms. So
And get there and volunteer to fill out other.
yes, that, they are really important, obviously, and it's easy to forget about them as time goes on. So I'll follow up too and see what's happening right now.
I'll call them. Thanks for that. And thanks for giving out that number for folks too. Thank you, Beth.
Well, really, really appreciate everybody's great information today, and just so much to share what's going on in our community. And I'm going to keep adding a few things onto the Facebook Live feed. But I really want to thank all of you today for coming on the program and sharing what's going on in Kaiser and our greater Willamette Valley region. So to wrap up today for the July edition of Coffee with Cathy, I want to thank my friends, Diane Watson from the Chemeketa Community College Board of Education, Pastor Jose Dominguez from La Luz de Valle Church, Betty Hart from the Kaiser Fire District Board of Directors, Chrissy Hudson from the Salem Kaiser School Board, and Ramiro Navarro from Cherry's Board of Directors, and Claire Duran from the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. We're all neighbors, serving neighbors. We encourage you to get out there and enjoy the community, keep cool, and we'll see you next time on the August edition of Coffee with Cathy. Have a great day, everybody.